take back that idea and bring back the Beyoncé version.
Welcome to Agency for Change, a podcast from KidGlov that brings you the stories of changemakers who are actively working to improve our communities. In every episode, we'll meet with people who are making a lasting impact in the places we call home.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Agency for Change podcast. This is Lyn Wineman, President and Chief Strategist at KidGlov. Today's episode is sprinkled with a little extra magic, the kind you feel when Scooter's Coffee partners with Santa's most enthusiastic helper or turns your morning drink into something straight out of Candyland. Behind all that creativity, the brand building, and the national growth is today's guest, Malorie Maddox. She is the Chief Strategy Officer at Scooter's Coffee. I'm drinking some right now, actually. Malorie leads the teams shaping everything from marketing to menu innovation, and she is helping bring joy to communities, one cup, one smile, and one collab at a time. And that's something I think we all need a lot of right now. Malorie, welcome to the podcast. I can't wait to dive into this sweet conversation.
I am so happy to be here, but I feel like I should be interviewing you, Lyn, because your story is far more fascinating than mine.
Oh, no, I don't know about that, but that is very generous of you. And actually, that is just the kind of person I know you to be, Malorie, which is why I'm really excited to talk to you. And I'd love to just start with having you tell us about Scooters, because where I am based in Lincoln, Nebraska, and all of the places I seem to go, it feels like there are Scooters coffees everywhere. But we have listeners from around the country, around the world. I know there are a few places that Scooters has not touched yet. So tell us a bit more.
We strive to be everywhere. So first of all, thank you for, highlighting the fact that we've all been part of this journey of watching this brand become a national brand, which is so exciting considering it started in 1998 in
Wow.
Bellevue, Nebraska with Don and Linda Eccles. And now we have nearly 900 stores in 32 states. And so truly just to watch the explosive growth and, really, Lyn, that comes from our franchisees and just the heart and soul that, first of all, they put into their
Mm.
communities. But we're also seeing an increase in franchisees signing up for more and more units because of the success of their stores and the passion that they have for the brand. And that's when I know we're winning, because franchisees are building a legacy for their children. They're
Mm.
investing, in our business and hoping to grow it and really exploding our brand for us.
I love that, Mallory. And that leads into the second question I want to ask you, because this is the Agency for Change podcast. And I know that I change every morning when I have my daily caffeine, but I'm thinking about bigger change. I know there's purpose and meaning behind the Scooters brand beyond just that morning or daily or evening refueling and sweet treat and snack. Can you talk to us about the purpose of the brand?
Absolutely. We really focus on amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. We know that our customers are time starved, they're going between activities, but the true joy and that emotional connection comes from our baristas. They are absolutely the lifeblood of our business. They're the smile at the window. They come up with the most innovative drink options and share them back with us. And truly, they connect you to that experience. And, especially in the mornings, we're all rushed. We want our mornings to start off the right way. And it's just a bright spot to be able to go there. Our customers really see us as, we're known for speed. We're very good at speed, but they also really crave that emotional connection and being able to feel part of the brand. And we know the best brands out there. And Lyn, you've worked with a lot of brands in your career. We know the best ones truly do have that emotional connection with their customer. It's why you remember a brand, is why
Yeah.
you choose a brand. And so just not losing sight of that.
All right, I'm going to tell you, I was thinking about you this morning as I drove into work. My Scooter's Coffee that's on my way into downtown Lincoln, Nebraska is on Normal Street. And I just was reflecting on the fact that when I go through, the people that are helping me are just so nice and helpful. And this is just the tiniest little story, but it's maybe the best 9 cents ever spent. Or may it in that My drink was something and 9 cents. And the person at the window said, I've got the 9 cents. Actually, I don't want to get her in trouble because it was really a nice gesture. She said, I've got the 9 cents. I'll just put it back for you and give you the extra dollar. And not that Scooters is giving money away, but I was like, I'm going to reflect happily on that 9 cents for a very long time. So it was very, very sweet of her and great for your franchisees to empower great decision making and hire and train up great people. So, do you think, Mallory, you talked about the incredible growth, the 900 stores. What do you think is behind then that incredible growth?
I think there's several factors. First of all, again, passionate franchisees who know their communities inside and out and give back and do donation drives and really ingrain themselves. The other is product. We have fantastic product and we've really diversified that over the last couple of years. We know Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they consume different products. They are not loyal customers. They are willing to try new and innovative. And so really leaning in, focusing there. We also have products that are differentiator for us. Our peanut butter power differentiator. We have
Yeah.
smoothies that are excellent, and bringing back our partnership with Red Bull has been extremely critical and just successful. And they're just awesome partners, and we can have more fun with flavors and really get innovative in the growing energy category. And so just combining all of those different elements, and then also just growing our brand awareness. And with the rapid growth in 32 states,
Yeah.
getting out and telling our story and being passionate about it and showing customers who we are and drawing them into our drive through to have those nice moments like you mentioned, the nine
Yeah.
cents or the giveaways, or just that moment that makes your whole day go better.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, let's even talk about that a little bit more because you mentioned at the top of the show that you're seeing new inquiries from franchisees, but you're also seeing franchisees wanting to expand. So that's got to mean that you are really supporting them. I'm curious, what are some of the special things Scooters does for franchisees?
Well, then there are so many ways that we actively support our franchisees, and it takes this strong partnership. And so, from our support center headquartered here in Omaha, we certainly help them both from the moment they sign up. We want them to be a good culture fit. We want them to feel part of our brand and be passionate about our brand. And then walking them through the construction process to real estate, to our field marketing team who gets them ready for the grand openings, to the PR around it. But then also, here's how you win your customers. Here's what we have
Mm.
seen tried and true. And here is, here are several paths and how we can support you. But frankly, so many of them do it so well and get out in their community with drink drops, with sampling, and we get our awesome product in customers' hands to where when they're opening, they already know our brand and they're looking forward to that grand opening day.
That's fantastic. I'd love to even take that a step further because we've talked a couple of times now about how community is really at the heart of what you do, and you're bringing in franchisees that really have that natural sense. But I'm curious, as you grow and get more and more franchisees and more stores, how do you weave that purpose and connection into the culture?
It truly goes to the heart of who we are as a company. And so every time we're sitting down and we have 6 campaigns a year and we're looking at product and we're looking at our story out in the market, community is always part of that conversation. And so we do have nationwide offers. Make a Wish this year, we raised $200,000 for and really got to showcase children's stories out in the community. We had franchisees just lean in. To Doggus last year, where we partnered with North Shore Animal League, raised $100,000. We were on Good Morning America because we know one thing about our customers. Our dogs love coming through the drive-through. Our
I
customers
love it.
love bringing dogs through the drive-through. It truly is just authentic to our brand. We've also partnered with the Pink Agenda. We raised around $1 million over several years with our Courage Cookie, and then just continuing to look at the local opportunities. We have franchisees Bart and Carrie Vandeven down in Missouri and Arkansas, and they do this massive give back campaign, and they support a local camp enabling foster kids to get to go to the camp. We have a store in Jackson, Tennessee that recently donated 10% of sales one day to a local charity that works to support kids victims of child abuse.
Mm.
Other stores, college campus programs, food pantries, United Way, humane societies. So just a wide reach. And it truly comes down to that franchisee's passion and knowing their community well. And so we can support it both from a nationwide level, but then also down to the local level.
I love that so much. I love to hear stories of business supporting people and nonprofits and communities. And Mallory, I'd like to take that to the next step. Let's talk about some of your marketing campaigns. I know you have a great team. I know you have a great, marketing strategy mind, even though your role ascends marketing at this point. If people could see me, I'm sitting here with my holiday elf cup from Scooters. Talk about yeah, let's hear about some of those fun campaigns.
Well, this holiday season, my marketing dreams came true. My favorite movie and my favorite brand together, and Scooter's Coffee swinging for the fences with Warner Brothers. And it's just been so much fun. Our baristas love it. The other day I pulled in, they did elf lines, in the drive-through. I went around to the window, and as I'm pulling out, the lovely barista's like, stay sparkly and caffeinated. And I just thought, this is just joy. This just makes you, and I immediately had that reaction and just started laughing and just thought, they're leaning in and they're having fun with it. So Elf is definitely the largest partnership we've ever done at Scooter's Coffee. Last holiday season, we had Candyland on the 75th anniversary, a partnership with Hasbro. What I loved about that one is Hasbro's broker went to one of our locations and contacted us and said,
Oh,
love your
wow.
brand. Will you guys partner with us? Which is always just, such a compliment to our franchisees out there in the space. And then, we partnered with Mondelez, with Oreo. We have our Red Bull partnership, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And so, from merch to product to just really how we approach communities and get back to, pets and get back to those causes that we're passionate about. It just really is well-rounded and so much fun.
You're making me hungry, Mallory. There's
I'm always hungry at Scooter's Coffee, Lynn, like job hazard, right?
I could see that. I could see where a person like me could get in trouble with the Scooters menu. So I also want to ask you about, because one fun thing that happened last year that I think you're doing again was the bowl game. You've got the
Yes.
bowl game on your horizon. Any insights on what has that been like?
That was a moment I thought, how on earth are we going to do this? Because I think I just been at Scooter's Coffee for several months, and it actually came our way, and we only had 4 months to plan an entire bowl game 2 years ago. And the team, I'm so lucky to get to work with such
Mm,
talented folks because they just took it and ran with it. And it was our first time to hit the national radar with commercials on ESPN, do the coffee dump that of course went viral. And
yeah,
so we're in our third year this year, and it will be on December 23rd this year. So my family's spending Christmas in Texas.
I love
My
it.
niece, yeah, my son, nieces, and nephews will be volunteering in our kiosk at the hotel, giving out product. And, everybody's just jumping in. We're going to do Christmas down there. But this year it'll be at Ford Stadium, which is, where the Cowboys practice facility and the practice field. So very cool indoors. And we're hoping for great teams and another year of getting our brand out there on ESPN. It's been so much fun.
Oh, I love that so much. All right, I'm going to ask you one really weird, detailed question. I
Yes.
mean, what is it like planning the coffee dump? Like, that's what happens, the winning coach, like cheering, winning the game. Here comes the coffee. Is there any special planning that goes into that?
I think our teams look like mad scientists trying to get the formula and the visuals right to actually those gigantic coffee cups. Far more work than anything, and being able to, first of all, find them, find a designer for them, get our brand on them. And then I ended up getting a picture as they were being made of folks out with hair dryers drying them. And I
Oh
mean,
my goodness.
just the level of detail that goes in. And then you don't know when it's going to happen, of course, which team. So we have them on both sides, and then trying to get that money shot. It's probably the most complicated yet the most fun part of it. And so, yes,
I love
definitely
it.
have learned some things through that process.
I think people have no idea what really happens with the marketing department. And all of those moments look so like, oh, surprise, this happened. And they're so well orchestrated. So good for you for doing that. Mallory, you actually have a long career. I'm really curious. How did you find yourself in this role at Scooter's Coffee?
The CEO, the new CEO, Joe Thornton, at that time found me randomly on LinkedIn. And at that time, I was Chief Marketing Strategy and Communications Officer at Blue Cross Blue Shield in Nebraska. I'd been there 5 years. And he reached out and said, I'm, new in town and I would love to have coffee with you. And so I broke every rule for an alleged job interview, not knowing it was one.
Yeah.
We had no meeting Fridays at Blue Cross, so I was in yoga pants and a sweatshirt. I show up out at Village Point location and walk in, and Joe's very sharp dress, and he said, can I get you a coffee? And I said, I don't drink coffee. I love hot chocolate here. I love energy. And so he laughed, and we ended up sitting down and just having a great conversation. And he asked, why are you passionate about the brand? And when I shared my response, he said, we're looking for a chief marketing officer. And I said, I've got a great job, but I love your brand. I'll support it. And then we just kept talking. And really, it took about 3 months to make the move because I had only worked two other places in my career. I'm very
Yeah.
loyal employee and like to invest in companies that I work for. And so I it truly was just the love of the brand and what I had witnessed in my own home with my late husband. He was our most loyal customer. I
Oh.
saw him over the years switch from Starbucks to Scooter's Coffee. He drove me through the drive-through. The barista had his name and he would order the Greg, pull around. And then one year they bought him a Christmas gift and he came home and I still have it to this day. Like he was so proud and
Oh.
loved this brand. And so when I got to witness that in my own home, it made me love the brand even more. And I just felt like it was a sign at the time. And it has been, oh, it's been such a fun job. It's been
Oh.
incredible.
Mallory, that is A, such a touching story, and B, really interesting because one of my favorite quotes about branding
Mhm.
is that marketing with a bad brand is like going to a job interview in yoga pants. And you did it.
Yes, I did it. Yes, exactly. Unbeknownst to me, and Joe and I still laugh about it, but he's such a great human and such a great, representative of the culture of our brand. And I knew working for him, I would learn. And I always think that you have to continue to be a student. And I've worked in three very different industries, but I love digging in, learning, and really becoming a champion. And frankly, selling coffee is easier than selling insurance. It turns out it's a little bit more, a little bit more fun. So
I
both
can't
needed, but
I can't imagine the Candyland collab with an insurance company. So this does sound like
no, that's a
a lot of
stretch.
fun. Yeah. So Mallory, what's on the horizon? So many fun, innovative things happening. Anything you're excited about that you can share?
No, I wish we have to keep everything. We have to plan so far out. I mean, we're planning for holiday 2026
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness.
And
Wow.
so we plan, about 18 months out for some menu items. Of course, we have others that we can be more agile to market, but just really continuing to lean in on a wider, range of product categories and also attracting younger consumers day in and day out because we know Gen Z packs, 364 billion in spending
Wow.
influence. Gen Alpha 500 billion. And so building those customers of the future. And then in March, we welcome all of our franchisees to Omaha and have our big Scooters Coffee Conference. And it is just so inspiring to be able to connect one on one and answer questions and showcase what's new for the brand and what's coming out.
That's amazing. Thank you for that, Mallory. So I'd love to ask you this one more question. What insights or advice would you share with others who, like you, want to lead with purpose and make a positive difference in the world?
Make it about your team every time and you'll win. And truly, when you get to a point in your career and you'll have different points along the way, but I'm at a point in my career, if I do one thing at Scooters Coffee, it's grow talent and get to watch, future marketers go have their dream job and live their best lives. I've seen it all, I've done it all. I love to give my team the opportunity to travel, to connect with brand partners. I rarely go anywhere anymore simply because I like them to have those opportunities. I've had a lot of those throughout my career. And then just also, find those mentors and really listen to them. I had an hour-long conversation with my mentor yesterday and just called her and said, "Hey, I don't know if I'm getting this right. I need your advice." And of course she dug in and I left that call a lot wiser and, learning things all through the journey. And so it's awesome. Love what you do and your team will feel it and really support them and make it about them and they'll want you to win and the results will show it.
That's fantastic, Mallory. I appreciate it. And I feel that energy from you, even as we're talking right now. So, for our listeners who would like to learn more about Scooter's Coffee, maybe see if there's a location in their area or one coming soon, how can they get more info on Scooters?
So scooterscoffee.com. You can go to Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Twitter, Facebook. We're all over. So it's hard to miss us. We have, again, almost 900 locations in 32 states. And so we invite you to come try our brand. We hope you love it as much as we do and support our baristas because truly they are absolutely, absolutely the lifeblood of our business.
Fantastic. Mallory, I'm going to ask you my favorite question next. Our listeners on the Agency for Change know that I'm inspired by motivational quotes. I feel so lucky to get to talk with inspirational people like you. Could you give us a Mallory Maddox original quote to inspire our listeners?
I don't know how profound it is, but I always tell my team take back that idea and bring back the Beyonce version. So upgrade it. Think
Oh,
bigger. Like it's big, but it's not quite there. And they always laugh at that. And they'll play Beyonce songs sometimes when they bring forth a big idea. I don't think you have to be too complicated or too profound with it, but always push just to be bigger. We have the ability, our brand, to take it wherever we want. It does not have to be a brand like anyone else. And that there's so much power and beauty in that.
Mallory, I love that. And the authenticity in that is that I actually heard you say that on a panel that you and I were on earlier this year, too, about challenging your team to bring back the Beyonce version. And I know
Hmm.
exactly what you mean. More glitter, more sparkle, more volume, just bigger and
Hmm.
more outrageous. Fantastic. Mallory, as we wrap up our time together today, and I've so loved this conversation, could you share what is the most important thing you would like our listeners to remember about the work that you're doing?
I want to be the brightest spot. I want our brand to be the brightest spot in your day. And I want you to leave there feeling better than when you either pulled through our drive through or went into one of our coffee houses. Because truly, that's what the brand was. That goes back to the original, Linda Eccles putting the
Yeah.
stickers, smiley stickers on the lids of our cups and knowing customers inside and out and just being the bright spot in their day. And anytime you're around Linda, you leave and you smile, you feel uplifted. She just has this warmth and this lovely presence. And so I always think about that as we're either designing our cups or rolling out product or thinking about how we message to our customers. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be authentic.
Yeah. Mallory, as a founder myself, there's nothing better than knowing your personality and your vision carry through the brand all the way through 900 stores and whatever is to come in the next year or two. So fantastic. Mallory, I'm going to say I fully believe the world needs more people like you, more brands like Scooters and all your fabulous franchisees and baristas. Thank you so much for taking this time with us today.
I would say the same to you, Lynn. First of all, thank you. But second, when do I get to interview you? Can we do a reverse on this podcast and share your journey?
I am in, but only if it's over coffee and sweet treats. How's that sound?
Perfect. Count me in.
All right.
We hope you enjoyed today's Agency for Change podcast. To hear all our interviews with those who are making a positive change in our communities, or to nominate a changemaker you'd love to hear from, visit KidGlov.com at KIDGLOV.com to get in touch. As always, if you like what you've heard today, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and share. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.